Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So today I have some gorgeous cards to share with you using the new Spellbinders Summer Camp die set collection from Alison Fraser. They are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to show you each of the die sets first of all made up. So this first one is the Woodland Trio, and then I'm going to show you the Trailside Trio. And I've already put all the die cuts together off camera. I wasn't sure whether that's something you'd be interested to see or not. And I thought it would just be nice to show you how I put my finished cards together using the collection. So I spent time putting all the die cuts together so that I could show you what you get in each die set. So this next die set is an accessories die set. It's called Camp Days, and you've got that fun hat, lantern, the fire, s'mores on a stick, ice cream, little outfit, tennis racket, tennis ball, shoes. There's just so many different pieces to this die set. I had so much fun putting it together. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy putting die cuts together. I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea. It's a bit like doing a little jigsaw puzzle, but I really enjoyed it. I find it really relaxing and quite therapeutic. This set is Splash Days, so that's your kind of beach themed, boat themed set. And then you've got Trail End, which is kind of like the trees, the hammock, the signposts for the like forest walks and things. Just really, really cute. Now, all of the sets work together seamlessly, but obviously you wouldn't need all of the collection if you just wanted to make a few cards. You could pick out your favourite accessories set, your favourite critters, and then just make cards using that collection. It was really nice to have the whole collection to play with because they do work really well together. You do have a sentiment set called Summertime Sentiments, and then you've got a lovely stencil set that creates that beautiful scene that's called Lakeside Memories. So first of all, I'm going to show you how the stencil works. Now you get 4 layers in the stencil set. They're all numbered and they have got etched markings on. Hopefully you can see them on the camera there, so you know where to line your panel up with. I'm using my Altenew 9x12 Sticky Mat, and I'm just cutting out some scraps of cardstock just to make myself an extra little corner guide. Now, you can buy these. I believe a few companies sell something similar made out of plastic, which obviously is reusable, but I just find it easy to use a little bit of cardstock. I don't often need them, but sometimes it's just easier so that you can make sure you can see the lines matching up. Now I'm using my Gina Designs ink cubes today. I've used Jelly Bean Green for the light green, and I'm using medium spruce for the trees. I use the large Waffle flower background blender brushes for the Jelly Bean Green, and then a smaller blending brush for the detail. Again, I'm using those large background blending brushes here, and I'm adding Blue Sky ink to the sky. And then for the water, I'm going to use some blue raspberry. Now, I was a little bit worried about using the background blender brushes with ink cubes. I mainly have the Gina Designs ink cubes just because I find them easier to store. They're a better price point for collecting more colours, and you can get the re-inkers. So I didn't really see the need to have lots of full-size pads. So that's what I did. I do have a few of the larger pads, but I do mainly collect the ink cubes, and the big brushes work absolutely perfectly with the ink cubes, so I didn't need to worry about that. I'm just using the nested postage dies there from Spellbinders just to cut out the panel so it's got a stitched border, and then I'm just going to line up all my elements onto the card front, and I'm going to dress up my little critter with his life jacket and his shorts. These are just so fun to put together. All the little outfits work on all the different critters, so you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, I'm just going to add some of the elements down now using some liquid glue. By the way, for the sun, I used, I think it was sweet corn ink, and then for the beach, I used Sandy Beach. So again, Gina Designs inks. I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape behind the fox here just to give him a little bit of dimension, and then I can add the fishing rod and attach it down to my card base, which is an A2 top folding card base. I'm going to attach the fishing rod to his paw, but I do want the fish to be popped up with a little bit of foam tape because obviously I've popped the fox up, so I didn't want the fish just hanging there loosely. I'm going to add the sentiment that just says hello underneath his little paws, and then I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of the panel and stick that down to my card base. And I just love how fun and cute these cards are, how easy it is to put them together, and how easy the background stencils were to create a really fun and lovely scene. And here's another variation of the same card, slightly different colours on some of the die cuts, but yeah, created a really fun card. So for the second card, I'm going to use the stencils again, but I'm going to change the colour scheme a little bit to create more of a nighttime scene. So I'm using medium spruce first of all, and then I'm going to use dark spruce for the tree layer. Now with the tree layer, you could shift the stencil and create extra trees in the background if you wanted it to look a bit more full. You'll see that on an end card example. I did forget to do that here when I was recreating the card, but that is a definite way of adding more trees in the background and creating a more fuller forest look. I'm going to create a nighttime sky here, so I'm using some plum punch and then in the navy from Gina K Designs. I do highly recommend these waffle flower background brushes. If you struggle with a normal blending brush like I'm using now, I do find that the background blending brushes just give a really smooth, even ink blend, and they just apply ink really beautifully. They're really easy to hold and use, and I've just found them to be a great investment to my craft supplies. It's also meant that I've enjoyed ink blending a lot more as well. So I'm just going to add some yellow to that sun so it looks like more of a moon. Again, I'm using Sandy Beach here for the beach, and I used powder blue for the lake or the sea. So that was just a really nice way of changing up the tones of the background. Now I am going to put this behind an aperture. I used these Perfect Touch arches and tag dies from Spellbinders just to create an aperture to put this scene behind. That was just a fun way of changing up the background a little bit as well. So first of all, I'm going to glue the whole layer down to my A2 card base. I'm just using some Burley Arts liquid glue again here. And then once that's stuck down, we can add the arch. Now you could turn this into a shaker if you wanted by popping it on some foam tape, but I'm just keeping this nice and flat because my elements are going to be popped up instead. Once I've lined that up and stuck that down, we can then add our elements. And it was at this point I was looking at the card thinking, this looks slightly different to the one I created off camera, and I'd hidden the moon. So originally my plan had been to have the moon on display, and I completely forgot about that when I laid it down. So all you'd need to do is make sure that the scene you want is showing through your aperture and then just trim off the excess. So that's what I should have done. I've added the deer here, and I'm adding a sentiment that says wild and free from the stamp set. And then that is the second card finished. And I just think they're so cute. Again, I've just used slightly different colours of cardstock on both of the die cuts. And you can see that was the card I made off camera. I kept the moon in the aperture. So you just need to move the panel across and let it show through really, and then trim off the excess. And you can see that the Gina K Designs inks really smooth out when they dry. So for the third card, I'm just going to use the base of this stencil that would have been the Sandy Beach, and I'm just using Jelly Bean Green here with a background blender brush. This card is going to be nice and simple, and it's just going to show you how you can use these stencils, but maybe only use one of them to create a bit of a scene or a grounding point for your image. It keeps it nice and simple, and it's a great way of creating a quicker card if you wanted to. So I'm going to add a layer of Passionate Pink cardstock from Gina K Designs to the front of my card base. So I've cut this down to be 5.5 by 4.25, so it fills my card front. I'm going to add a couple of the trees from the Trails End die set, which is one of the accessory die sets. And again, I'm just going to keep these nice and flat with a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm going to overlap them. My little hedgehog is going to have her little outfit put on. So again, I'm just using the little shorts and t-shirt. These fit all of the animals as well, so you can mix and match. I've die cut these out of some scraps of cardstock that I had in my stash. And I've done the little bow to match the shorts as well, a little pink bow, which I'll just pop by her ear. I've done the ice cream cone as well. And then I'm going to add some foam tape to pop that up and give it a little bit of dimension. For a sentiment, I'm going to use one from the Summertime Sentiment stamp set, and this one says Sunshine and Good Times. I've just cut that in two, and again I'm adding some liquid glue here, and then that is the second card finished. Here's another variation on the left of one that I made off camera with a different sentiment, slightly different colours, but again, really fun card to create. So for the third card, I'm just going to use part of this stencil now. So I'm adding Jelly Bean Green to the hillside, again using the Waffle Flower blending brushes. For the trees, I'm just going to use the excess ink that's left on my brush. So this was kind of like a mix of medium and dark spruce, and that's just added those trees subtly to the background. I am going to add in the skyline using the background stencil for that, but I'm not going to add in the lake here. So this is just a great way of extending the use of your stencils, getting a slightly different look, but you don't need to use all of them. You can create slightly different scenes by changing up the colours and changing up the ways you use the stencils. So again, I've attached that to an A2 top folding card blank, and then I'm going to start dressing up this little guy. I think he's a raccoon. He looks so cute. I'm going to give him the little cargo pants and a little t-shirt. He's going to have the summer hat, and I'm going to add his little shoes as well, his little booties. He's just so cute, and I just love the fact that you can just mix and match these outfits and colours and critters, and you're just going to get a different look every time. His little outfit is from the Camp Days die set, and then the sign is from the Trails End die set. So I'm mixing and matching the die sets together here. I've added his little walking stick, and I'm going to pop him on some foam tape as well. I'm going to stick all of the elements, rest of the elements down flat with some liquid glue. But because he's popped on some foam tape, he's really going to stand out on the card. I've added a sentiment that says Happy Trails, and then here's a second version of the card that I'd made off camera, slightly different colourways, and you can see in the background I shifted the stencil there to make it a fuller forest. So that's another way that you could extend the use of your stencils. Now for the fourth card, I'm just going to create a wavy border in the background to create a skyline. Now, I'm using a stencil that I've got in my stash from Funky Fossil Designs, but really you could create any stencil here to do that. You could just cut a wavy line on some cardstock, or if you've got a wavy line die, then you could use that as well. I'm using the background blender brushes to create a night sky using Plum Punch, and then I'm going to use the new colour from Gina Designs, which is the dark cranberry. This colour is absolutely gorgeous. Again, I'm using the background blender brush to blend these two colours together. They go together beautifully and they create a really fun background sky. And by the way, that is how I store my brushes. I've kept them in the original packaging because it doubles up as a great holder for them. Now I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle spray to the background. This is just a pearl mist spray from Pearlywinks, but there's lots of other ones equivalent on the market. I'll leave some linked below, but it just creates that really fun shimmery effect. Because the Gina Designs inks are water reactive as well, you do get some beading from the inks, so it leaves that really gorgeous fun effect. I'm going to pop the badger on some foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension, and then I'm going to create the scene. So I'm going to make him a little campfire. He's going to be holding his s'mores, and he's going to have a little lantern for his light, and I'm going to add a little sentiment that just says camp vibes. I've added a few white gel pen highlights to the edge of him as well, just to finish off the card. I've also added some to the fire and the flames as well. And then that is the card finished for today. I'm going to share with you another one that I made off camera, very similar, using a different sentiment that says adventure awaits and many s'mores, which is a really fun sentiment from the set. And then I'm just going to show you a couple of other cards that I've made off camera using the collection. Again, this was using the Pearlywinks spray to give that effect in the sky. But yeah, just a really fun, cute collection. As always, all the products that I've used will be listed in the description box below. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this tutorial. It really helps me out. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know which card is your favourite from the collection. Let me know too whether you've enjoyed just seeing the finished cards put together, or whether you'd have liked to have seen the whole process of putting the die cuts together as well. As always, all the products that I've used will be listed in the description box below. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. Take care.